Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Combustion Gamer on TCG Studios. We are now playing once again Tycoon, the SeaWorld Adventure Park Tycoon. That's what we're playing today. And so what we're going to do is we are going to have some fun here. So this is one of the base objective maps, which I really do enjoy because it gives you a lot of stuff to kind of start working with. You can also already be making money, so it kind of works out good. I do like the sandboxes, but this is just a little bit more, I don't know, it's a little bit funner to already have some stuff laid down so you can slowly start building out a park. And so this is part one of building out SeaWorld Orlando. So you can see all the space that we have out here, and it's quite a bit of space that we have out here to work with. And so we're going to start working with it right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have going on. So right here you can see our nice little lake area. Obviously we can't build on that, but so like right over here we'd have SeaWorld. We'd have SeaWorld's Shamu Stadium right around in here. This is the Sky Tower right there. I think this is either the San Antonio or San Diego Sky Tower model, but you do have that. And so you can actually put that over towards here, where you have the ginormous waterfront area right through there. Now obviously you got a little bit of a bottleneck right through here, as you've got this edge of the map kind of closing in right there, but it should be able to work. So anyways, lots to do here, and let's see what we can do. So right here, one thing I don't think I talked about last time when I did a quick overview video is you can actually close the park, and you can also get a mechanic to come out and work on it. Now this thing is never broken, so you always have people being able to come through. That's never a problem, but because it's placeable down, for some reason they went ahead and had the mechanic call and stuff right there as well. So let's get to work here and see what we can get done, and see how far we can get building. So right now you can see we've got a lot of nice scenery and whatnot. We're going to go ahead and start getting this all working. We're also going to turn off the messages, but go ahead and make sure that we're getting our conservation done, making sure we're saving those manatees and whatnot, and got all that going on in the background, so all the operations of SeaWorld Rescue can continue while we work on making the best park possible here at SeaWorld Orlando. Now, we got ourselves the penguins right here. Now, they'd be actually a little bit farther back, but as I said, we're going to work with what we got here. Now, let me see what we have so far to work with. We have all of our different rides and whatnot, so some of this stuff, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to substitute a few of these coasters and whatnot to be able to put them in different places. Like obviously right now we have Pipeline right in the front of the park, so we can't really do that at the moment because we got Kraken sitting here, and Kraken needs to be in the back of the park. But what we do have is we have the Great White, which has a very nice and uncanny resemblance to Manta, so we can always put this into the front of the park and make that look about right. So a lot of different work that we have to do here to get that to where we need to be. So let me see here. So right now we have all the guests streaming this way and that way, so we gotta also be able to work around all of them as well to make sure that they're all getting to where they need to go here. So go ahead and start working on taking out some scenery for the moment. There we go. And what we're going to do is also move some stuff around here, so we have our bathroom right over here. Now, one thing that you do have to look to is that you do need to make sure that when you're building something right on the path, right there, you have to make sure that there's no scenery or anything like that in the way, because that becomes a bit of an issue. So just have to watch out for that. It doesn't become that big of an issue, but it can become annoying. So alright, so we got one bathroom there taken out, so we are doing a bunch of remodeling here to start with. So we'll get all this moved out, and we will see how we do with the front of the park. So that's what we're going to work on today, is just building out the front of the park. So obviously we got the shop area and whatnot that's all up there. We also have, of course, our information desk, A lot of different stuff ends up being up here in the front, so we will work on that here. One thing that I probably hate the most about this game, because I really enjoy it, but the one thing that I really do not like is the deleter. I hate this thing. This thing is very, very annoying because it's very glitchy. It's a very glitchy. You have to be hitting it just right, or you start deleting things that you didn't mean to delete. And it's just like, that's a little annoying, but it does work. So go ahead and start working on that. What we're going ahead and do is we'll also take out Kraken here, just so that's one thing that's out of our way. And we'll go ahead and start deleting our scenery. Don't worry, we're going to put some nice scenery back in and whatnot, but just making sure that we have plenty of space to build everything that we need. So we already got the main parts of the park open. We got attractions. We got the roller coasters of the Sky Tower, and also what else do we have over here? We had something else, I think. Yeah, we got Wild Arctic and plenty of food. So while all that's going on, guests are being able to go to that, and you can see that our money is continuing to go up. So this is one thing that's also kind of interesting, is that you have the extra grass you can set down. So that's also a bit annoying, because then you have mismatching grass, which, I don't know, it annoys me just a little bit. But for right now, we're going to ignore that, and we're just going to work on the basic scenery that we have here in the park, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what our goal is. So you see this right here, we've got a nice big empty space, nothing really going on. So it seems like we can probably do some work here somehow. Yeah, so what we can do is we already got this path right here that's doing the job that we need it to, so we can just go through here and delete this whole path all the way to right about here, and everybody should be able to figure out that they're not supposed to go that way. Hopefully. That's the idea. Alright, so now that we got the park for the most part figured out, so take a look at what we have in the shop category. So we obviously have several buildings that kind of arc, so the path kind of arcs to the side and then comes back. And so what we can do is obviously have this right here, the Shamu Emporium. We can have that, the giant shopping plaza right here in the front, and then also have a bunch of different shops as you come back around this way. So what we can do is we actually need to delete some more stuff here so we can get that proper arc around, just to make sure. So we can get this demolished right here, and we'll go ahead and delete that path. Go and delete that. And we'll just keep on deleting stuff here as we continue to form this little path area through here. So luckily we do want to keep it about 2 wide, because you don't want to take the path any farther down, because then that ends up being just a little bit too tight. Let's see, how far can we get it? We get to right about there. Pardon my sinuses, we have a bunch of sinus issues still going on at the moment. So that's a little bit annoying, but hopefully we can get through this without having too many issues. So there we go. So now we got our 2 wide path kind of arcing that way, and then we're going to have it come back. So let's get our shop placed right about there. So basically, I mean, the shop is right there. I mean, there's no way to miss it. The shop is just basically right there. But what we do want to do is we do want to make this a little bit on the prettier side. So we will put, like, let's see, what do we have in the options right now? We can put some nice little flower boxes, so we'll put these right there, just to make it a little bit more on the beautification side. Some nice scenery as you walk right in. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this just right there, I think. What we're going to do is bring this path out just a tad bit more. We're going to delete our information station. We're going to move that here in just a second anyways. I'm going to delete that. There we go. So we have our main path right there coming in. We're going to get our flowers here once again. That looks nice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, now that we have that right where we want it, right there, that builds right there onto the park. We're able to lower our prices here for a second. There we go. So now we have that nice little arc around. We can actually bring our path back one stud there to the side, and that will work out pretty good. And then what we also need to do is we'll take that off, and we'll delete this path right here. So we're slowly working through here as we go. Lots of work you got to do to be able to get this just the way that I want it to be, as close as possible to how the SeaWorld Orlando actually looks. So there we go, our turtles. That attraction is now no longer, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to bring that back a little bit later on. But we got a lot of construction we got to do to make this look even remotely accurate with our shops and whatnot. So let's see. So right now, everything still is accessible on the path, so that's one thing that we got to make sure stays that way, and that's accessibility to the rest of the park. And currently we do have accessibility to the rest of the park there, so pretty sweet. So we'll go ahead and put down our grass just so it looks a little bit nice, because I do over obsess about this grass. It's just, I don't know, it's got to be here. I mean, it looks better when it's there versus when it's not. It does. It just is. That's how things are. Anyways, so let's see. Now we have all of this scenery back here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and delete this extra scenery for right now, just so that we're pushing this back so we have as much room as possible. So there we go. We got this right here. Then we're going to put a little information station right on the edge of the path right there. So there it is. And then we're going to get ourselves some nice palm trees and whatnot to overshade the path here, just like in real life. So there's our nice little palm tree walkway through there. Alrighty, so there is our information. We're going to go ahead and lower this, because there's no way on earth that anybody's going to come to the park and pay over $16 for a park map. I don't think that's happening nowadays. So there we go. So we got our main shop right there. We've got ourselves our information center right there. So let's see. We also would have like get away plastic palm tree. So you'd also have the wheelchair rental building, and also another building right here. So we're gonna get like another shop right here in the front for a second. Let's see here. What can we do there? So also going to have our, there we go, we're going to have our main employee center right here. So there's that, so we'll have that right in the front of the park, able to be used, and that just also fills in that little slot right there as well. So you have the nice little path that's going to go this way. You're also going to have a path that's going to go that way. So we got to get that split off right up here so we can edit that. So right about there, and now we're going to start splitting off this way. We're going to start coming back this way, so there's just that nice little split off right here that we're going to have. And we're going to go ahead and delete this path right here. It's a little technical, but I think the end result's going to be really, really cool. So here we go. Going to go ahead and arc it just a little bit more that way. Just keep on kind of doing that. There we go. And now what we got is this section right through here. We got to kind of bulldoze through here to get what we need. And then obviously for Atlantis and stuff is going to have to go as well. So let's go ahead and move our penguins. Penguins are going to be moving on out of here for right now, as we continue to build out our section by section here. We're going to get our scenery out of the way. Do like the scenery that they put in for this particular section. Looks really, really cool. Nice and forestry for the nice cold climate of the penguins. Basically what they did for the Antarctica Empire of the Penguin anyway, so ends up looking really, really good. So there we go. Let's see here. We're going to need this space right here as well, so go ahead and get our flamingos deleted. They're going to have to move to the other side anyway, so get that all taken care of. We're going to get this scenery deleted and keep on moseying on through here. So luckily We do make back quite a bit of moolah as we are deleting all of this, so it does end up working out, and we're able to collect quite a bit here. So we got this path over here that's now connected. So what we're going to do is go ahead and delete this cross section right here. We're hopefully going to have our main front section done here in just a second, I hope. Let's see, so this path right here, we need to take it this way just a bit, then we need to take it that way just a bit, and then it's going to be basically straight over a tad more, and then it's going to be down. So let's see here, I need to double check. Basically, I need to match it up with this right here is what needs to happen. There we go. Okay, so now we can delete this back up to right about there, and that should work out really good. Okay. Now all of this path we can come through, delete, because we don't need any of this anymore. The guests do get kind of frantic when you start deleting the path under their feet, but we can just ignore that. We don't really care about their feelings anyways. We just want to get our park built. And then they're going to really like it too once we get done. Alrighty, so let's see, what do we got with these guys going on here? We'll go ahead and dismiss this guy. Dismiss this guy. They're all kind of standing around, not doing anything for right now. Also, I don't think we have any main animal attractions anymore at the moment. Yeah, so we just have this right here. So that's the only one that we really have at the moment there. So let's see, what do we have staff-wise? We'll keep track on that. We do need a vet back, so there we go. Vet is back and is going to be working. Looks like we got all of our guests moved out of the way. And now let's get to the main attraction that we're going to have. So right towards this side of the path right here is where we're going to have the Great White. Of course, filling in for Mako right there. So very, very, very cool. And so what we're also going to do here is get our grass, fill that in, get that all nice looking whatnot. There we go. So now what we need is, what do we have in ornaments? There it is. So right through here we're going to build ourselves our fountains, because that's where you'd have, as the roller coaster comes on through, you'd have the fountain break right there. We're also going to get ourselves a little bit of some bushes here, some nice green bushes. There we go. That should look nice right there with the roller coaster. Cool. Looks good. So we got that basically where we need it. So now what we can actually do is, now that we know what this is, we can actually bring the path a little bit closer. But before we do that, we're going to lengthen our... let's see, we need to lengthen this a little bit differently here. I forgot how I did this usually. We'll take it this way just a bit. So there we go. And then we're going to bring it on down right about there. And then we have our little exit path come up. And it's going to go right through there. And then there's going to be our path right about there. We're going to connect this all up together. There we go. So there is our path right there. So it does take a little while until you can figure out where you want to put everything, which is fine. Really do enjoy building out a park nice and slowly. Not as much detail as what Roller Coaster Tycoon would require to build out a park, but it does take a little bit of thought and playing around to be able to get everything kind of lined up, especially with what I'm doing, which is trying to make this almost as close as possible to SeaWorld Orlando as possible. So now what we have is a bunch of space right here that we can do some stuff with. So let me see what we can do with that. And what we need to do with that is bathrooms. Bathrooms right here. So you'd have two large bathroom areas right here on the edge of the path. So let me see. I don't like how that's looking. So let me delete that. What we'll do is we'll turn it around right there. So there's our main bathroom right there. Right on the edge of the path. Very, very cool. Sitting right there. Looks good. We can also put like another shop back here as well, because that would be about accurate. So we can put one there. Let's see, what shops do we have that would fit? We have the dolphin shop, which, by the way, you can put multiple shops down. You don't have to put just one. We'll go ahead and we are going to put the dolphin. We'll put the dolphin shop there, and then what that is, that's the SeaWorld Rescue shop. Kind of off of where it would be, but that's okay. But there it is nonetheless. So we have that going on. Let me check the prices on this. Okay, good. We did lower that. Now we have to come over to this side of the park over here. So we're going ahead and do some deleting and whatnot over here, and we are going to rework this side of the park. So we got our main path that continues on right straight on through beside the roller coaster, obviously. So we'll just put that to where it needs to be. We're going to start some deleting here and get that all prepped out. And we will get back to that in a bit. So, what we're going to end up doing here is we got this path that doesn't go anywhere right now. We got Atlantis sitting there. So we'll go ahead and delete that too. Just go ahead and delete everything on this side of the park, so that way we're not attracting people over here, so we can get all of our construction and stuff done over here. We'll also go ahead and destroy Dolphins Cove, because that's going to move farther over here, back behind the Dolphin Stadium. So we can start deleting some of the excess scenery here, get that taken care of. While everybody starts moseying on to the other side of the park. We got a brand new roller coaster out in front for everybody to enjoy, so that should help out just a little bit. Now, as you continue to add rides and stuff, the population of the park obviously goes up because you have more buildings and attractions for people to actually go to. And so that's something that really does affect how much you make throughout. So we're going to get all this scenery deleted here, and then we will move on to our next section of what we're going to do. Lots of deleting. One thing that's great about scenery is it does make the park look good, but it is a pain to have to go through and take care of afterwards. Alright, so go ahead and get everything taken care of back in here as well, just so that I have excess space for stuff back here when I want to be able to have it, because it's nice to go ahead and have all this taken care of now versus later. Alright, there we go. So that's basically what we need to do. So go ahead and disconnect that. We don't have anybody running around. Nope. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and delete this part of the path. We'll leave the other part of the path for right now, so we're not going to worry about that too much. We'll get our grass fixed here in a bit, because I mean, it does look awful when you come through and delete it, doesn't it? It really does. So we'll get this all nice and taken care of. There we go. Go ahead and actually delete to right about here, just so that's done. There we go. And then we will get this all grassied up, just so it looks just a little bit cleaner. And I think, what does this cost? It costs about $10 to lay down every tile, so it's kind of ends up being pricey when you put down a bunch of it, but it really does make the park look a lot cleaner. It really does. So get all this fixed here. Got everybody visiting the shops, happy to go into the bathroom. You can see that. That's kind of funny to watch. Got people on the roller coaster. Nice to see. So we are losing some people, but that's because we've reduced our attractions. We don't have, currently we don't have any animals at the moment. So we're going to get that worked on here in just a bit. Get that cleaned up here right now. So right over here by the, by Manta, we obviously have the flamingos. Flamingos are kind of shoved into a corner at this point, honestly. But we do have the flamingo area, so we're going to get our little flamingo attraction right here on the edge, get that taken care of. So let me see what we can do on that. Flamingos. There we go. So right here, we can put our little flamingo friends right on the edge here, basically. Let's see, I'm not liking how that's fitting. So, let's go ahead, and we can move the paths out just a bit. That will work. Let's go ahead and get that taken care of. just so that we have everything kind of evened out. That's the thing, is that I do a lot of changes when I do this type of stuff to this map, just because it does take a little bit more work than what I usually expect to get what I'm thinking I'm trying to do here. Go and get some scenery out in front of the Manta right here. Get that out there. There we go. Let's go ahead and delete every one of these here for just a second. Go ahead and get our scenery done as much as possible as well. And get ourselves some nice trees here out front as well. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Okay, now let's try this again here. We also have the the aquarium right there. We have that we have. Let's see. So right about here is where we're going to put our flamingos, but I kind of want to move that as far up as possible. Let's see. Can we do this? No. Alright, so we're going to have our flamingos. There we go. Let's do that. That will work. That will work. We'll keep it off the path there just a little bit. And there we go. Our flamingo attraction is now open. Go ahead and get everything customized there. Go ahead and get our animal specialist and whatnot all called. Let's see. Double check things here. Yep, that's all good. Let's go ahead and get our little flamingo out in front. Actually, what we'll do is we'll get a little bit of scenery right about here. What we can do, yeah, that's what we'll do. Cool. Alright, very good. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll get our little flamingo pond right there. We'll also put a little flamingo statue over here and over there. And then what we'll do is we'll end up putting in some more of our, once I find them, trees. There we go. So some nice shade there for the flamingos. Get that all nice and placed in. Yeah, look at that, nice and shady. Like how that looks. And we can also go ahead and put in our nice green shrubs right there, just to even things out. And that looks pretty good. And then we'll come down here and get our little announced PA system set up right there. We'll also go ahead and get another one up here in the front of the park while I'm thinking about it, because definitely very important to have your PA system going on. So now we got all of this taken care of. Now we're going to get our lights installed here. So like every other section is going to be a light, is how we're going to basically work that. Oh, I missed that one. Okay, there we go. So we'll get that fixed. There we go. Get this redone. And there we go. So we got our nice little front area. We're going to put in some benches along the edge just to make it look all nice. And also this does improve the scenery of the park as well when you put these down. So it really actually does end up helping the park out a whole lot. And also right about, so we got that right there. We're going to move to this section and we're going to put down our American flag right in the front of the park, because hey, when you got people coming in during the morning and you got the national anthem playing, guess what? We need the flag right there out in front so people can't see it, because that's what we do. So there we go. That's going to be it for this particular video right here. We're going to go ahead and hit save and all that. But that's going to be it for this part of the build. So we've got this little section built out. Does it look like we did a whole lot? No, it doesn't. It doesn't look like we did much at all. But this was definitely, it takes a lot to kind of plan out how you're going to have the paths go. And now that we have that taken care of, we got the basis for our entrance, and now we can start to really spread out all throughout the park and manipulate things to be able to get stuff to where it needs to be. So a lot done technically, but not a whole lot to show for it, honestly. But still, a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. We'll go ahead and get that game saved here before I forget, because I will. There we go, got that saved. And we will see you guys here next time for the Combustion Gamer's retro gaming of a 20-year-old SeaWorld Adventure Park Tycoon. Love this game. Lots of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys here later. Bye-bye. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Combustion Gamer on TCG Studios. Some retro gaming is back here as we are back in SeaWorld Adventure Park Tycoon as we are continuing to build out our ultimate SeaWorld Orlando Park. So we got our main entrance taken care of in the first part of the video. Got our flamingos placed to the side. We got our fill-in for the Manta roller coaster, the Great White, placed down. And so currently that's all working out pretty good. So as we look over here, we're going to have a lot of work to do over in this section of the park, but currently we're going to leave it as it is for the most part. What we are going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place down some attractions over here for right this minute. Just so that we have these over here, we'll put down our Clydesdales over here. Always enjoyed the Clydesdales. I always enjoyed seeing them around the park. That was really cool. So we'll get those guys over here. They're going to have their food getting taken care of and everything. So we just have that as another attraction that's over here. We're going to go ahead and put some other stuff over here as well, just so, as I said, things keep staying pretty active on this side of the park. Let's see here. What else do we have? We can put us down another arcade. We'll go ahead and put down the haunted lighthouse attraction here. We'll put that just so we have stuff that's over here that's actively being visited by the guests, and so it's keeping them coming back. That's what we want to do. So we'll have that all taken care of for the most part. There we go. We also have this down here. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of. We have two restaurants on this side of the park, so that's good. We have an animal attraction now as well. We do have a ride, the Sky Tower, so that is active as well. We can also put down another food, but I think we're fine on that right now, as we're going to be putting some more food on the other side of the park as we continue to build over there. Let's see. We got a Forbidden Reef, and that has stingrays in it and stuff. We're going to go ahead and leave it as it is, but that should help improve the park by bringing in some people, but also they will keep people coming over to this side of the park as well. So that should be good for right now. We're going to finish off our scenery right over here, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to move this path just a little bit farther over, just so that we have maximized space. That's the thing, is that we really do have to manage our space so everything fits in just perfectly, and so that we can also make sure we have plenty of room for excess scenery and stuff as well. So now back over to here as we continue to move things out to this side of the park. We'll go ahead and finish off our deleting of the path, and we'll bring you back once we're done with that. Alright guys, and we're also going to go ahead and go back to our ultimate routes, and we're going to do some landscaping here. Luckily I don't have to do it in the sun, which is nice, but we're going to lay some sods. Alright, so now we have all that taken care of. So now what we have is some other stuff going on that we need to be able to put down. So let's get technical about this. So technically, we have the path that's going to end up going this way, obviously. So we have a lot of space right here that we're not using. So what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to have the path split off and go this way. And we're going to have a little bit of stuff back here, and then we're going to have stuff over here, and then we're going to have stuff over here. So let's see how we get that done. Because what we need to place down on this side of the park to make it look as much as SeaWorld Orlando as possible is we need to put down the Dolphin Stadium. This needs to go over here somewhere. We also need to be able to put down our Dolphin Cove. This needs to go over here somewhere. We need to place down our sea turtles. This needs to go somewhere way back here because it's going to be behind the stadium, because that's currently where the turtles actually are. So that's going to kind of be far out there. We also need to put down this aquarium as well, because this technically is over in this area also. We also have our stingrays, which they're located here, and so technically they're right about, basically, they're right there, right about here. And then you got the dolphins over here and Dolphin Stadium right there. So what we kind of need to do is bring the path out this way, and then end up making stuff kind of move this way and then back that way. It's kind of what we're going to end up having to do. So that's basically what we have to do. Then of course we also need some food over here as well, which what we'll probably do is go with the smallest restaurant possible, because it's what is it? I forget what the place is called currently, but it's little tiny restaurant that serves like hot dogs and stuff. So we'll put this like over here as well, and maybe some shops and stuff. Yeah, we'll put like some shops right along this path right here as we go, because that's actually some shops. So anyways, now that I've kind of told you what we need to do, let's actually get to it here. So let's go ahead and get this path split off this way. So right about there, we'll go ahead and arc it backwards here. So starting right about there, we'll go ahead and start heading back that way just a tad. And what we'll do is right here on the corner, we'll go ahead and place our little flamingo shop, because that is a shop that's like right there on the side, right after you pass by the flamingos and the roller coaster. There's like shop there, shop there, shop there. I think that it's the Build-A-Bear that's right there now. So there's a bunch of different stuff. Excuse me. Still got issues with the sinuses. So you got all that that's kind of there. So let's go ahead and also right through here as well, there's like tons of palm trees kind of lined up on the side. So we'll go ahead and get that taken care of. Also go ahead and see, is there a bathroom on this side of the park? No, there's not. So no bathroom over here. What we do have, I think, is that we end up having like another shop over here. I'm not sure if we have a small shop we can put over here, but what we'll end up doing is we'll put one of the little worker shacks over here, just so that they have one. So we'll be right back over there, kind of hidden. So there we go. We got all of that taken care of. Let's move this path, continue to move it this way. And what we'll do is right... Let's see, where do I want to put the dolphins? I want to put the dolphins right in the back, honestly. Right back there, kind of over to here. Then obviously have turtles right along that side there as well. We'll go ahead and have it right here. So we'll go ahead and just have that sitting there for right this second, just so I kind of have that there so I know where it is. The turtle section is going to be right over here. We also got the little dome section that we can also put in, I guess, if we wanted to. I don't think we'll do that, though, but we could if we really, really wanted to. Because you got little turtle trek thing that's there still. That's currently the reef rescue section. So we can kind of put the turtles back here, because this would be like the turtle, manatees, alligators, all that would be like right back there. So we'll go ahead and have that. And since there is actually several ponds, what we can actually do is we'll go ahead and put 2 of those down, because we end up having like there is like two little areas you can see. You got the manatees one section, the sea turtles, and then the alligators that you can see all in the same section. So we'll go ahead and just put 2 down, so we have 2 attractions over here along with the dolphins. Then of course, excuse me, we'll put the Forbidden Reef, which is our stingrays, which is like basically it's right there visually. It's like right at this edge right here, but I'm not sure if I want to put it there. What we'll do is we'll put it to the side, like that. That'll work. Okay, I like that. Okay, here, let me go ahead and delete that actually. Real quick, there we go. And what we'll do is we'll get this path crisscrossing this way now. There we go. So we got that crisscrossing. We'll go ahead and put down our forbidden reef right there, because basically the reef is right there, open to everybody. It's not tucked away or anything. It's right there. It's very easy to get to and stuff. So have that going on there. We'll go ahead and delete a little bit of this stuff for a second here. And what we'll end up doing is putting our little restaurant right back here. Let's see, go ahead and get this place down. And there is our restaurant right there, nice and available. Here we'll put some scenery and whatnot around it here. Get ourselves some nice little palm trees out in front and whatnot. And that looks pretty good. So we got a nice little restaurant sitting right there. We got our brand new animal attraction right there. Now we're going to keep moving this path on forward right about there. Now because the dolphins are very, very popular, what we're going to do is we're actually going to move the path here and move it down just a bit so there is a bit of a path, and then we'll have this connect right there and then keep the path going right along there. So there we go. We got that taken care of. Now what we need is we got ourselves a shop. We got this right here. We're going to have shop and whatnot there. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and set down the bathroom right in the back here. So have that right there. Get ourselves some scenery placed in front of that. There we go. And also going to put down some nice palm trees right in front here. Just kind of really bring that scenery nice and together. We're also going to keep the palm trees going on back behind this. Just really kind of nice, bring that feel in. Also going to go ahead and get the get that taken care of along through back here as well. So we got plenty of room for expansion here if we ever were to need to do that. So we got a lot of nice space back here that we can take care of and use. So that's something that we can ultimately use later on. So let's see, we got this area right back in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have another dolphin shop right here, because that would be like our little rescue store that the dolphins, not the dolphins, the turtles have right next to the manatees and stuff. Have a nice little shop area, so we'll get that placed right down there. So there's that, nice and tucked away. And then what we'll end up doing is we'll have place this to the side there, and then we'll have the path come in right through here. We've got this nice little pad area that we can have everybody be able to walk in and stuff. We'll get ourselves coughing again. Get a little dolphin right there just to show up, and we'll get some nice palm trees to kind of make this look a little bit on the wilder side. There we go. Now the path's going to end up going to the side here just a bit as we continue moving off. There we go. Go ahead and do that just so we have plenty of space through there. Let's see what we got. There we go. Nice little bit of texture right there. We'll also put some benches in this area as well, nice and around there. Also go ahead and get our lamps placed in. There we go. Getting our lamps placed. That just adds that a little bit of scenery, which the guests will appreciate greatly. There we go. Go ahead and put down a few benches throughout here, just so those are nice and spaced out so people can take a nap if they wanted to. And that just, as I said, also really does help with the appeal of the park as well, because it does add just a little bit to the scenery of the park. Get that, my throat is getting absolutely nasty. Alrighty, so we got all of this taken care of. So we got our different sections right through there that we have going on. So now we need to get to our attraction, and of course that's going to be the Dolphin Stadium. So the Dolphin Stadium is off to the side just a bit, so basically like that. I kind of want to fill in this section just a bit here. So what we're going to do then is we'll go ahead and move this onto the side. Just one more. Go and delete all of that. And let me see where this is going to place down as we get our Dolphin Stadium set up. So basically it's set up right around there, and also you can see the little Key West area that's right there in the front that people will be able to then go and get like a selfie and stuff. So I mean that works out really good. And then also we can place down some very nice scenery. So I like that very much. So we'll go ahead and place that right there. So there we go, we got that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a bathroom over here. Nice small little bathroom. Actually technically got a bathroom right there, so I think we're fine on that. Now that I look at that, we'll go ahead and get ourselves our scenery and place ourselves some different palm trees all throughout here. There we go, and then alternate with our other palm tree. There we go, and then also we're going to put some splashing dolphins right on that corner right back there. So there we go, we got that taken care of. So now we have the Dolphin Stadium, so what we can do is we're going to get our little path, and we are going to connect it to which side of the park do we want to connect this. We're going to connect it to over here is what we're going to do. So we're going to bring this on around. We're going to connect it right there. So there we go. We got that taken care of. We get set to maximum capacity at our stadium. So that way plenty of people can come. And we'll go ahead and also put down some more scenery around this as well. So go ahead and get this all nice and taken care of. Because it's pretty wild, pretty covered in palm trees area, honestly. So we'll just go ahead and get this, let me space this out a bit here. There we go. And then we'll place down our little palm trees through the middle there. So that gives people plenty of shade to work with, and it also just kind of helps to give you that wild feeling that the park actually has, of just the gardens and the trees and stuff all surrounding the stadium. So it kind of fills in pretty good. So now we got that whole section taken care of. We got ourselves a restaurant. We got all of that filled in very nicely, and we got this path and this path that need to be able to meet at some point here in just a bit. What we'll do next time, once we come back, is we have Journey to Atlantis and Kraken that are going to need to fit into this area somehow. So it's going to be kind of interesting how that fits in. Then, obviously, this section, we're going to have the waterfront, penguins, Clyde and Seymour somewhere in here, and so all of this has to be able to fit all of that somehow. So that's going to be interesting. So, anyways, that's it for today, guys. We're going to get some grass laid, and we'll leave that as the Dolphin Show starts and gets underway. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys here next time with some more retro gaming. Bye-bye. Alright guys, welcome back to building the ultimate SeaWorld Orlando Park in SeaWorld Adventure Park Tycoon. So we are back, we got our paths where we need them to go. We currently have the Great White standing in for Mako, well not Mako, Manta, and we also have a nice little Key West area all nice and built out. So now what we need to be able to do is continue the building operation on. So let's keep on moving here. So what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and put ourselves a nice little bathroom right over here because why not? Also too just helps bring in more people to the park anyway, so that always helps. Let's see, let's also get ourselves a nice little sound system placed right there, and we'll also get ourselves another nice little palm tree sitting right there. So now we got our little path area and whatnot, so now we got to figure out how we're going to put down Journey to Atlantis and Kraken. So let's take a look at that right now. It looks like we got all the fans leaving the Dolphin Show right now. That's pretty cool. So here we go with Journey to Atlantis. Now we can't rotate it, so it has to sit like that, unfortunately. That's how it has to go. So what we're going to need to do is we got our path, we got the stupid plastic palm tree again. That's always very annoying. Also, we haven't checked what our research is doing, and we're working on improved food recipes. Nice. Alright, so that is working quite well. We also got some new vet training just in as well. That's definitely helpful. Alright, so let's see. Now we got our path right there. So we gotta fit Journey to Atlantis into here somehow. So right about there is where it has to go. And then, of course, we're gonna have Kraken, which has to face basically the same way. So right about there. So somehow we gotta get that to fit also. So that's gonna be kind of interesting. And then what we got is we got, what else do we have? We got, where are you? We got the penguin encounter. This has to go somewhere right about here then. So alright, let's get building here. So we already know Journey to Atlantis is going to take a ton of space, so we're just going to go ahead, place it right about there. So there we go. We have it right there where we need it. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and, let's see, put some palm trees in between that along the path here. And basically you do come up walking right on beside it, so we can actually move this path over here. And we can let that path just move over just a tad. And the people can walk right on beside Journey to Atlantis right there. So there we go. It's kind of confusing and smashed together, but it is going to work at some point. Then we need to get Kraken in here. So we got Kraken. So if we face this the same way, that's going to block off our path. So if we take it down one, like that, then it's going to kind of fit. I don't have enough path space to make a workaround to get to it. So let's see, if we move it like that, then we can use our path there. Alright, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and get ourselves our nice little pathway. And then we'll get our other nice little pathway over here. Like that. There we go. So now it's attached to everything at the moment. We'll get our Kraken down here. So we also need a pathway to get around to the Kraken from the other side as well. So let's see. If we move this, we leave it right there. That should give us plenty of space. So we'll leave it right there for the second. And now what we're going to have is we're going to have the pathway coming around like this. So a nice little thin pathway coming around. There we go. We'll go ahead and take our little path for the entrance. Around and around and around we go. And it's right there. So there we go. So now we have both of our roller coasters here in place. Get our max capacity ready to go on our roller coasters as well here. There we go. Very nice. And then we got to make sure that our path is attached here, which I can't quite see if it is. So that could be a problem if it's not. But we also need to bring that path farther around anyway. So go ahead and get this path a little bit widened, and we'll bring it on around to the other side over to here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get this path brought up all the way up along here. Well, technically we're going to have to rethink that somehow as well. Let's see, what do we have? So we need to be able to put down our penguin encounter right about here. So we put that right back there. That should work out pretty good. So here we go. So we will move our paths around here just a little bit. Bring this on down here. Right about there. Be a little bit confusing on the paths, but that's okay. Go ahead and get our penguin encounter installed right. Yep, I want that a little bit farther back actually. I just remembered the scenery that I wanted to put in around this to make it look nice, so there we go. Penguin encounter is now installed in the park, and now we're going to do a little bit of scenery around here. Do some nice cold weather looking trees of a sort. There we go. Get our little pine tree in. And there we go, we got that nice and installed right there. So Penguin Encounter now available for everybody to check out. We also need to put our little food area here as well. So we have the Waterfront Cafe, which we'll need to put somewhere around here. So what we're going to do then is we'll go ahead and move this path this way. There we go. Because all this has to attach to the waterfront area anyways. And what we'll do is that we'll leave this path right there for a second, because this is going to be a major dining area and shopping, so we got to get some shops, restaurants and whatnot in here. I think we're going to end up having to move the Sky Tower, or leave the Sky Tower where it is at the moment. I think that's going to be our best option. Also, we tore up some grass there, so now we got to fix that. There we go. And we're going to have to put down a lot of grass here eventually, so we got to make sure we get that done in the future. So now what we have is we have this little area right here that doesn't have anything going on, and luckily I have a plan for that along with this space right here. So we're going to work on that here eventually. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to move this path over one stud here, so that way we're nice and even and connected there in the walkway, and we don't have to worry about that. There we go. Then what we'll do here is what we got. There we go. We just put down some nice little banners and whatnot. Gonna move that one back there just a tad. There we go. Alright, now what we need to do is I'm going to bring this path. This path's going to be right there. So there we go, we got that. We're going to attach this right here. There we go. And then what this path's going to end up doing is going right along here all the way. So let's see. That's our farthest point that we can get closest to the water, so we'll leave that as our little pathway right there. And this is going to go single file all the way through there, because it's a pretty thin portion of the area anyways. In real life, it's a very thin path for the most part. We have a little bit of attachment up towards the front of the park, so all that works out good. Now let's put in our restaurant. So we're gonna have our first restaurant right off the bat right here. I think. Yeah, we're gonna have that about right here, so we need to actually get a path a tad bit closer somehow, or we can just move this forward. There we go. There's our restaurant. Now we're gonna get some shopping done, as well as some other things. So let's see here. We got all that attached. Okay, so we're gonna put down some shops and stuff through here. That's what we're gonna do. Put this towards the back there. That should work. So we'll get our shops in. That's way too far back. That's the problem with this, is that you got a lot of little miscalculations that you have to go through and fix when you're doing this. So there's number one shop. Go ahead and put another shop right in there. It's been information center, but people still go and use it as a shop, so it works out really, really good. Then we'll do some shops facing the opposite direction, because you got a lot of shopping in this area. Go ahead and put the Guy Harvey store basically right about, let's see, where we're going to put you. We're going to put you right there. So basically Guy Harvey shop right there. And then we'll put another Shamu shop. Well, actually no, that one's a little bit too big. So we'll move that. Let's see, is this one going to fit here? Yes. Put another dolphin shop right there. And then, of course, have our bathrooms available there as well. So, big shopping area. Of course, we'll also have a little back path right along here to attach to our Kraken. There we go. That works out good. And then what we're going to do is, with all of that, we're going to put down our next piece of entertainment. And that, of course, is Pets Ahoy. Because Pets Ahoy, pretty big thing, actually. Alright, so let's see. Get this. Pets Ahoy, unfortunately, doesn't exist anymore at the actual SeaWorld, so you don't actually get to see that show anymore, but it was fun to watch when it still did exist. Then we're going to put a nice little pathway back towards that. And then, of course, we'll have another restaurant. So actually, we're out of money, so we'll skip that for right now, but you get the basic point of what we were trying to do there. So now we're out of money for the moment. So everybody working on coming through here and checking out stuff. We'll get our prices rearranged here. Make sure that we're not too overly priced on items, so that people actually are encouraged to shop. Alright, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll go ahead and save the game here really quick to make sure that we are all good on that. But yeah, we continue to build the ultimate SeaWorld Orlando park out here in SeaWorld Tycoon. And hopefully you guys enjoy this throwback video to a 20-year-old video game. 20 years old. That's how old this game is. Absolutely insane. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys here next time. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel out a whole lot. Bye-bye. Alright, guys, welcome back to building the ultimate SeaWorld Orlando park in SeaWorld Adventure Park Tycoon. Let's check what our finances are doing. So, profit today, not much because we did a lot of building here. Total income, doing pretty good. Average daily outgo, kind of expensive right now. So we got to work on that here, as we got a lot of our mechanics and stuff working around the park. So obviously this area over here, this is going to need a lot of work still. But we haven't gotten to it quite yet, as it is the oldest side of the park. So we're going to have to work on that pretty soon here and start rebuilding all that. But we're still slowly building our way around, all the way around to the other side of the park. So at some point we'll get there. Alright, so this area is working out pretty good. We got the people going into the restaurant now. We have that now connected to the front of the park. So it ends up being pretty good, all things considered there. And we got more people actually in the park now than we've had before. So now, while money is slowly rising, we're going to do a little pet project here, and we're going to work on a nice little garden area right here in the middle. So let's see, if we go ahead and Just move that to there, and what we'll do is we'll totally remove this path as it's unnecessary, honestly. Don't really need it. Serves no purpose at the moment, but what we'll do is we'll have a nice little garden area right through here with a bunch of the little food vendors, so you can enjoy your food in a nice little garden area, which will be pretty neat. See, back here is not getting a whole lot of attention either, which is kind of unfortunate, so I'm not sure what to do about that for the most part, but we still got people coming into the park, so we'll have to see how all that works, as they all seem to be going this way for the most part, which is interesting, so I'm not sure why that is. Strange. Everything is on this side, folks. Come check out this side. Anyways, so we got our roller coaster, we got our Journey to Atlantis, all that on this side of the park here. So now let's build up our little park area here. So right off of, let's see, where do we want to put this? Let's put it right off of here. We'll do park right about there. We'll just build a nice little round area. Make sure we don't get too close to the outside there, and then have another attachment right about there. There we go. So it looks pretty good. Now we're going to put in some different scenery and whatnot. We're going to have some more flamingos out and about, and then we're going to get ourselves some more of that nice green shrubbery to kind of surround it there. That's good. And then we'll get some flowers and whatnot. Let's see, surrounded with some trees. Obviously, people need to know what they're walking into. What did they come into? They come into the nice little food court and park area, so we can get some banners put up. Just some nice little scenery right there. There we go. We'll also put in some nice benches here in a second as well. We're going to put down some real nice flowers and arrangements and stuff here in just a second. So we'll do every 2 spaces. We'll go with that flower here at the moment. Also put some trees right along back here along the meta thing, so that kind of blocks off the noise just a tad there. Let's see, our next flower going to be the red one here, doing a little gardening. Didn't expect I'd be doing this today, but hey, that's okay. Some different flowers mixed in here. There we go. So now we're going to go ahead and get some bushes in. Well, not some bushes, some benches in. We'll go ahead and do all benches here for just a second. That just kind of gets it all shown up to see, so I can see where everything is at. Then we can come back through. And right here at the entrance, what we're going to do is put some lamps. And then about every corner, we will put some trash cans. So like right about there, put some right there, and then right here and here, we'll also have trash cans. Right, we have 2 trash can spots right back here. There we go. And so now we got our little food vendors that we're gonna put in here. So what we're gonna end up doing is, let's see what we got. We got the soda cart, we got the snack cart, and we have the nacho cart, and cotton candy, and the smoothie cart. So we're gonna put the smoothie cart right about there. The nacho cart right about there. Put in our snack cart right there, and then we'll also end up putting a soda cart somewhere else here in just a second. Go ahead and fill this in with some bushes, and we'll put another one of our carts right over here. go ahead and put a soda cart down just so people can have some drinks to be able to get to. So there we go. So we got all that nice and taken care of. And that should work out pretty good. We're also going to go ahead and, while we're thinking about it, put a little work area back here for our workers so they can get some rest and also be able to check in from back here. Go ahead and get a few more cleaners in the park just so we can clean up any excess messes that we might have. As you see, they're already making a mess. Alright, so let's get some spaced out trash cans throughout here. Get some more lamps set along this little path here. Just to add that nice little touch of scenery. We'll also go ahead and put another trash can or two along here since that's a problem for people. Okay, got a nice little area right there. Go ahead and get some more trash cans set up all the way throughout here just so we have that all nice and taken care of. As we continue to make up some money, as we did a lot of building already today, and currently don't have a whole lot of money to work with at the moment. Go ahead and get some lamps set along here. There we go, that looks nice. It really does add a lot of nice texture and everything, and it really does help the park's overall appeal because it just gives you just that tad bit of help when it comes to scenery. So in that case, it really does end up helping out the park a ton. You can see how many people there are coming into the park, so that's really cool to see there. Be walking along, coming on in. Go ahead and keep on putting in our new lamp fixtures along this path. There we go. Just get that lined up very nicely there. And that's probably going to be it for today's video. We got quite a bit done, quite a bit built there. And we got a lot of scenery work done. We got a nice little park area for people to be able to feast in and stuff, so that's nice. Actually, we'll go ahead and, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put in some flower pots throughout here. Move that tree. There we go. It's just to make things look a little bit on the nicer side and to really beautify the park up quite a bit here. There we go. Alright, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll go ahead and save the game here really quick to make sure that we are all good on that. But yeah, we continue to build the ultimate SeaWorld Orlando park out here in SeaWorld Tycoon. And hopefully you guys enjoy this throwback video to a 20-year-old video game. 20 years old. That's how old this game is. Absolutely insane. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys here next time. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel out a whole lot. Bye-bye. Alright, guys, welcome back to SeaWorld Adventure Park Tycoon. We are back in the park building out the ultimate SeaWorld Orlando. And it's slowly coming together. So far, we have the Key West area completed. We put in Kraken and Journey to Atlantis last time, along with basically getting the waterfront park area completed. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start off with planting some more grass because, hey, we got money to burn and we're going to spend it on sod. Yeah, that's the whole point of this. Anyways, so enjoy this time lapse as we get this started, and then we're going to start coming back and seeing what we can place down. Hopefully get some more guests coming into the park. So let's go. Okay, so now that we got the side of the park all nice and basically fixed, and we also have the back of the park for the most part taken care of, let's go ahead and take a look at what we need to do. So, we have this open space right here that we need to fill in at some points. That's going to be something we can work on. But we also have this space back here that we need to work on, which of course ends up being... Let's see here. This ends up going to be the Clyde and Seymour show. So that's going to go somewhere along back here. But we also have the... Where is it? The Pacific Point and also the Rocky Point Preserve. All these have sea lions and otters and whatnot. So we can put this in here as well. So if we go ahead and put these back behind here... So there is that right there. I think this actually ends up being, what is this? Otters and dolphins, so we can put that back there. We can also go ahead and get the Rocky Point Preserve installed somewhere along back here as well. But let me double check because we got to make sure we get our stadium in. And luckily our stadium will fit fairly easy. We just got to build a path that is out this way. So if we go ahead and get this path working along... back along this way here. There we go. Go ahead and start to make it too wide. Go ahead and get this taken out this way. And I'm getting very spotty with my path, but we'll get it figured out anyways. There we go. Alright, so now that we got our path installed, we can put in our stadium. So we can line it up right about there, which should work, all things considered. And we can also fit in a Rocky Point Preserve right back here. So it would be right behind it as it would actually be. So pretty neat. But we could also use a little more space. So if we go ahead, let's delete this again here. There we go. And we can move this. Can we? Nope, we can't rotate it. So we can put that right there. And then we can put our Rocky Point Preserve right there, nice and perfectly. So there we go. We've got those installed. We've got our new dolphin area back here. Go ahead, and we got a bathroom right there, so that's good. We need to go ahead and put a bathroom back in this area over here, just so that there is one. So there we go. We got a bathroom right back there now. So that should help some guests out with stuff. We also need, what else do we need? Can we put something else into this spot right here? No, we cannot, it doesn't look like. That would be nice if we could. But we can put something back here, so we can put like a little arcade, which back by Kraken there's a nice little arcade room. So we can put that back there. We also need to work on some scenery in these areas as well, but I'll digress upon that for the moment. We'll go ahead and get our path to Sea Lion Stadium opened up right there. We'll also get our Pacific Point Preserve opened up, and we'll get our scenery in. So a lot of this is the same scenery as everywhere else, lots of palm trees and whatnot, so we'll get this nice and rode along back here like that. Looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and get some palm trees for the backdrop back here of the, I think this is the Rocky Point Preserve, so we'll get some of those placed in. We'll also put some more back along here to be the background of the Rocky Pacific Point Preserve. There we go. Now what we can do is obviously put in the show sign right there and right there. We can also put in a nice decorative palm tree right along there, and we can also put in some more along our nice little path area right there. So let's see, let's also then put in some nice little flowers and whatnot right through there. We're also going to go ahead and put in some light fixtures and whatnot, because that's going to help attract guests to come on this way and check out the new stadium, which by the way we do need to get back to here in a second, so that we can set our capacity. Make sure that we're getting maximum capacity in the stadium, and make sure we have popcorn ready to go. So there we go, got our nice little path basically taken care of here. We'll go ahead and put in some more light fixtures throughout here just to go ahead. We also haven't installed any light fixtures in the waterfront area, so we'll go ahead and get those taken care of as well, just to keep everything nice and lit and appealing. So we got that taken care of. We need to go ahead and put in some more scenery, which right along here, let's see, how far does this go? It goes to right about there. We'll go ahead and put in some fountains right along the edge of this one thing here. Go ahead and put in some speakers and whatnot. Then we're going to put in some trees right here. Also put another palm tree right there. There we go. So that's a nice area. We got our new little arcade room right back here. So that's going to help attract some more people onto this area. Let's see. That's what else we have that we can put on back here. Let's see. We'll go ahead and put in another shop back here because Kraken and Atlantis, they do have shops, so we can put that in. So there's a nice little shop area right back there for the souvenirs of the shops and whatnot. So there we go. We got that all nice taken care of. We got Journey to Kraken here, not Journey to Atlantis, currently broken down, so we got to get that fixed. So we got all the guests coming in. Look on this right here. Very expensive show, so we need to fix the pricing on that. Let's see, how much is $12 for that. This is a much bigger show, so we'll go ahead and leave it at about $14.50 here, as a lot of people want to come and enjoy this show as well. We'll go ahead and get our prices set for the animal interactions. There we go. And we need to put in some more scenery. So we're going to get some scenery right along here. We'll get some nice... what do we got? We got some nice bright yellow bushes that we're going to put along here at the edge of Kraken, just to keep that nice and clean looking. There we go. Looks good. Alrighty, and then what we have is this space right back here. So what this would be in all reality with this, we'd have another restaurant. So another restaurant to go in. Also too, I did forget, is that technically there would be another restaurant over here, but obviously we ran out of space, so we'll move on from there. But we'll go ahead and put the Marine Grill in right on back here, and it actually will fit. Sweet. So there it is, the Marine Grill. Nice and fitting in there as I had hoped. Very good. And we'll go ahead and get some nice little shrubbery, or not shrubbery, but some nice grass and bushes and stuff put in there as well. There we go. It is a shrub. I thought that was a shrub. Anyways, go ahead and put that in there, and then we'll put in some nice palm trees back here as well to put some needed shade along the path back there. Go and put a nice tall palm tree right there. There we go. And there we go. Kind of a tight space for everybody to fit into, but it does ultimately work. And scenery's done pretty good. So let's see. We need to work back here for a second to get our scenery up to snuff. Back in this area, go ahead and get our lamps and whatnot on our paths through here, and keep that on going. It really does, for some reason, it really does help with keeping the guests walking on the path. I don't understand it myself, but it does work. So we'll go ahead and get that taken care of. Match our light posts as we go here. I think that should be about it looks like. Right, so right there we got all that nice and done. We're going to go ahead and put some bushes out in front of Journey to Atlantis, get that all nice and beautified. And also put in a nice big old palm tree right back there. And then we'll just put in... What are we going to put in? We're going to put in some more of my favorite shrub, as it's nice and green and looks nice right along this path here, and just to help nice and beautify this whole area here as well. What we'll also do while I'm here is right through there. There we go. We'll put in some nice white flowers, just to kind of give you a little bit of a splash of color. Oh, thanks. Consider that works out pretty good. I like it. We'll also go ahead and let's see. What else can we put in? Do we have more space for anything else? Already got a worker booth there, so we know where that is. We got a booth right back here for our workers. Definitely want to keep track of that. We got our main work booth right there in the front. We don't actually have any over here, so for right now, obviously this area of the park is still in a temporary state for the most part. We'll go ahead and get a little work shack over here just so we can have our workers have a nice spot to be able to rest in. Alrighty, so we have greatly populated our this side of the park quite well. Honestly, it's become a little bit more of a mashup than I had hoped for. I'd have to make it look a little bit more like the actual map, but that's what happens when you have to kind of force strangely shaped items into one confined space. But it works. It works. Let's see. Can we put a bush here? There, we got a palm tree. Sweet. Alrighty, so that's going to be it for today's video. We didn't get a... Well, actually, no, we did get quite a bit done. We got some grass put down. We also got a brand new Sea Lion and Otter Stadium built in, along with the Rocky Point Preserve, Pacific Point Preserve, new arcade for the people to enjoy. And we actually have brought quite a few people over to this area and have got people coming over and visiting. So that's really, really neat to see. So very, very good. We got that all nice and taken care of, and we also had almost 1,000 people in the park now. So we're doing something right, apparently. So next time, what I think we're going to work on is we're going to try and do some reconstruction of the front, and we're going to try and put in the fill-in for, well, you know what, pipeline. The pipeline fill-in, which of course will be the electric eel, and the electric eel is also at some point going to have to fill in for Mako, because it's the thing that looks closest to it. So anyways, that's all in the future, so we'll have to see how that all happens, but that's the basic plan at the moment. So anyways, guys, that's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you guys here next time with some retro gaming as we build out SeaWorld Orlando in the Ultimate Park in SeaWorld Tycoon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Alright, guys, so welcome back. We are back once again, and what we are about to do is we are about to build out Pipeline, or rather the electric eel, which will be filling in for Pipeline. So luckily we got this spot perfectly right here in the front of the park where this can sit. So we're going to be able to put this in right here, and it's going to actually fit perfectly. So obviously we're going to place it right down right now. So there we go. So currently what we're working on is retro gaming. We are retroly gaming on the SeaWorld Tycoon game, and what we're trying to do is trying to build out SeaWorld Orlando in the most ultimate fashion possibly, by also trying to make it look as much as the actual coasters or the actual park looks like. So that's what we're trying to do. Trying to get as close to realism as possible. We haven't done the greatest job, but we also haven't done the worst job either. So that's what we're trying to do here, is we're going to get this price down here just a bit. There we go. Give it at $5.50. That'd be good. And there we go. So we've got our pipeline installed, not too hard, and right here in the front. So this kind of begins the reconstruction of the front of the park here. So we're going to have to see how that all goes. So we obviously have the path going along the edge right along here. This is ultimately going to be our main path. This is going to be a bit of a longer path here as we go around about this way. And then we're going to also bring the path back in right about, let's see here, that's right there. So We're going to keep some of the path here, but not all of it. So I'm going to keep on moving along here as we go. So let's go ahead and start demolishing stuff on this side of the park here for the moment, and we will start working on bringing some stuff up. So obviously there's nobody over here, so there's no point in having any of this stuff kind of sitting here, although the Circle of the Demolisher doing a pretty good job, all things considered. But we're going to go ahead and delete these and slowly start working our way on through here. So what we're going to do is, basically we're going to demolish everything on this side of the park, and we're going to get ready to start bulldozing all the scenery and whatnot, and begin working on getting everything reconfigured here. So there will be a main path straight through here, but I haven't figured out quite how I'm going to do that yet, so we got to work on that. So obviously we got the nice waterfront area right along here. That's all working really good. What we need though is we need basically another restaurant, so we're going to go ahead and get one while that area cycles out, as we get Mango Joe's taken out. We're going to get another restaurant, and we're going to put it somewhere over here. Let's see, what do we got that will fit over here is the question. Obviously this will fit, so what we have is, like, we have the spice mill, and that sits right about here or so, so we kind of need to move the path a little bit farther out. So if we do that, we can move this path on back here just a little bit, and we'll work on that. But we have the, what was the spice mill? I forget what it's called. Lakeside something or other now is what it's called. So we'll go ahead and move the path a little bit farther down, and we can put another restaurant right here, and that will be what we'll do. But we'll work on that later. But just go ahead and do the planning now, and we can work on all that later. So we have a ton of deleting we need to do, and we actually just placed this down in the last video, and I didn't even think about when I did it that I was going to be destroying everything in this video. So planning, very important to plan so you don't spend a bunch of money on stuff that you don't need. But now all of our mechanics and stuff, they're all on the other side of the park, so hopefully they can get a lot of work done, and as we get a lot of this scenery taken out here. So quite a bit of it we got to work on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a time lapse, and we are going to work on it, and let's go. Alrighty guys, so now that we got all the grass put in and a lot of deleting of stuff done, we can see where we're at overall with everything, and it doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty good in all things considered. So obviously we got the front of the park still working out really good. We got our new roller coaster right in the front as well. That actually has people coming to it and whatnot. We got our capacity set there, and seems like everything is going along pretty good. We obviously lost about 200 guests and stuff because of all the deleting and whatnot, so we're gonna have to keep on working on that. So now I've got to actually go and take a look at the park map here real quick, because I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this space and what I'm going to put in back here. But I think I have some ideas, but we'll go and check the map here and take a look. But that's going to be it for today's video. We got ourselves the fill-in for, of course, Pipeline, and also too this will also be the fill-in for Mako, and also the fill-in for Icebreaker, because I almost forgot about Icebreaker. We got to put a roller coaster right through here. So anyways, that's going to be something else that we're going to have to do there as well. So that's going to be up next in the next episode, and we'll also see what else we end up building all throughout here. So thanks guys for watching. We'll see you guys here next time. Bye-bye. Alright guys, so welcome back here. So what we're looking at right now is we currently have this ginormous area right here that currently doesn't have anything going on for the most part. But what we're going to do is technically, right up in this area, we have what are called the Sea Harbor Pavilions, which is a private group and events venue that SeaWorld Orlando has. So what we're going to do here in SeaWorld Tycoon, as we retro game with this 20-year-old game here, we're going to go ahead and put in some amusements. So we're going to put in the haunted lighthouse back in here. We're also going to put in a video arcade, because we got buildings in here that get used throughout the year, so go ahead and have that. And of course, because it's a venue and there's going to have to be like food and stuff, we're going to put in a restaurant. So we're going to go ahead and put in the Mango Joe's right back here. So that's there, and people can get some food from there and whatnot. So we got that little area set up, and of course, because they also do animal interactions, we need to be able to have an animal interaction area. So I think I need to rebuild this area just a little bit. So let me take a look here. What we're going to do is we'll get the smaller arcade. We'll put another of the... Here we go. Yeah. Now I know. So here we go. We're going to put in the small aquarium back in this area here. There we go. And then we'll also put in the small video arcade back in here as well. So right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a nice little path right through here. It's going to lead straight to the aquarium, straight to the arcade, straight to the haunted lighthouse, and then we're going to move our path back here just a little bit, as I'm not ready to open that up yet. And this course will connect back to the main path. So nice little area with stuff going on. We're also going to put in our nice little bushes. Also add a few trees here in a bit once I get this all put in and whatnot. There we go. Get this blocked off so nobody goes running into the other side of the park. So here we go. So let me go ahead and delete something here, delete something there, delete. And then of course we'll put in some palm trees to really spruce the place up just a tad. So there we go, a new little food area. So brand new to the park, and of course we got an amusement as well, the Haunted Lighthouse 4D experience. So we got that back there. Go ahead and lower the price for that, lower the price for this as well. But that just gives us a little bit of added space that's able to be used and people can come and enjoy. So that works out really good there. So let's go ahead and put in the SeaWorld sign right there, because why not? You might we got the guests coming in, they're going to want to be able to check out SeaWorld, and so that way they can get their selfies and whatnot for all the touring groups and festivities that might be going on throughout there. So you got all that to consider when building this out here. We can also put in the other thing I forgot about, a restroom. So we'll put a restroom right on back there. We'll go ahead and get a nice little path straight to that. So that's there. And of course we'll also put in a faculty for those that are working the special location and whatnot. And then of course, because everybody's going to be getting special gifts and whatnot, and also we got the not the icebreaker, the pipeline, also put in a gift shop. So is that actually at the park? No, but it does use this empty space that I had quite well, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. So there we go. That's how we do things around here. Right, then we're going to get our shrubs again, and we'll fill in the rest of this space up all nicely. There we go. And then of course we need to get in our scenery, which since this is the special venue area, we're going to put in special lighting fixtures and whatnot, just to spruce the place up just a tad, because, well, we can. That's all we need to know. There we go. That looks good, and then of course we'll put in some nice benches and whatnot for people to come in, be able to take naps and whatnot, if they so desire. Very nice. So we got that nice and built out. It didn't take too long, and we've already increased our overall guest participation very well. Now, so let's take a look at the park map here. Well, actually, I will, and I'll tell you what I see. So, what we have is this nice empty space right here where the people are going around the lake. Now, technically, the lake comes out a lot farther to right about here, basically, so we have all this empty space that we can use. So if we look over here, right about here, we'd have about Shamu Stadium, we'd have the not the pipeline, icebreaker. We'd also have, this will honestly be where we put the Sky Tower once again. Once we get these paths connected, that's where Sky Tower will go. And so back over here, we have the Shark area, which we need to be able to put in along with the fill-in for Mako. Then, of course, back in here, we're going to be able to put in our water rides and whatnot, as those are going to be Infinity Falls. So we got the Shipwreck Rapids and Rio Loco, so all those are going to go back there, of course. And then back here, along with the Sharks, will of course be Cirque de la Mar, because that's where that theater actually is. So we got the Nautilus Theater right back there, so that's going to work out perfect. Then, of course, right over across from Shamu Stadium, we're going to have Wild Arctic placed once again. That's also going to be across from Icebreaker. So what I got to figure out is how close do I want to put this all together. That's kind of the problem that I'm running into, is how I want to space everything. So if we go ahead and space everything, let's see. So we're going to have, obviously we have Shock Encounter. Where's my Shock Encounter? There he is. He's going to be right back here. So right along this path, along the lake. So let's go ahead and get our path going right along this lake here. That actually works really, really good. So we'll go ahead and get this. Go ahead and delete this right here, but we're going to go ahead and get our, at least our outline and stuff done, so we got this taken care of. So, this space right here, we can very easily get our Shock Encounter placed down right about there. We can also get our roller coaster fill-in for Mako placed down right in there as well, as long with Cirque de la Mar, which of course is Nautilus Theater. Then, of course, we're going to have some more food down here as well, so we can kind of move that around and place it somewhere around here if we need to. And then, what else do we have? Then, of course, over here is going to be where we're going to put in our water rides and also our Clydesdales once again, once we get to that. So, coming back over to here... So we got this path right here working, obviously. So what we're going to do is we've got the Shamu Visions Stadium here. So we're going to use that as our Bayside Stadium. So Bayside Stadium, we're going to place right on the Bayside, because we kind of need to bring in the park space just a little bit. So what we're going to end up doing here, let me see. We're going to take this path here that we have, and what we're going to do is we're now going to bring this thing straight down, because we kind of need to close in the park space around just a little bit, because we're getting a little bit too big now for what we're trying to do, which is actually get the well, we're not even going to worry about that path right now. I'm not sure why I started deleting that. Don't need to. Kind of gotten the park a little bit too big, so now we got to kind of bring in everything together, which we got the stadium right here, obviously. We'll bring that around, bring that back around. Doop, doo, 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 doo. There we go. And then what we're going to have is we're going to have the path go straight through here now, and around to our stadium, which is going to leave us a little bit of space here to work with, and a little bit of space right here to work with, but we should be able to get that worked out pretty well. So there we go. So now we have Bayside Stadium opened and operating, which leaves us with what are we going to do with this space right in here. Well, since this is the special venue path for the most part, or at least was, what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and put in a video arcade for everybody. Put that right over here. So obviously it's next to another arcade, but that's okay. It'll work. And then we're going to put in some nice bushes and stuff all throughout here. And also do some flowers through the middle. That's what we're going to do. We're going to really just make this a nice little flower area and whatnot. There we go. That looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and put in some trees, some palm trees straight through the middle here. Like that. That'll work. Then we'll do some little trees all along through here like that. Just working on the scenery here. There we go. Go ahead and delete that. And we'll get that back to where we need to be, which is right there, 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 there. There we go. So we got that taken care of, and go ahead and get those trees to continue on. And then what we're going to do is we'll put in some nice splashes of color all along this edge right here. There we go. And then we will finish that off with some added color right through these spaces right there. That looks pretty good. So now we got our new show and stadium going on, Shamu Visions. So that's going to be basically the fireworks show and whatnot, along with any other shows they might do, special venues and events that they might do at Bayside Stadium. So we've got that taken care of now as well. So now that we have that, we can start planning out our path this way and bring it around so that we have icebreakers. So icebreaker obviously going to sit right about here. So that's going to be interesting space-wise. I think what we're going to do is end up putting it right about there. So if we have that sitting right there, then what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just put the sky tower right on this little island, basically. Just have it right out there because I can. And because it kind of actually fits perfectly into that zone. So that's kind of why I want it there. Just works. So go ahead and get our grass planted in and around this for a second. There we go. And so we have all of that taken care of right there. So now right across from that, we have the Shamu Stadium. So obviously Shamu Stadium has like paths around it. So we can actually just kind of stick it right there in the middle and whatnot. And that should work out pretty good. Let's see, what else did we have going on with that? We can also put in like shop area and whatnot. So let's go ahead and start working on the path here. So we can do path right along the back here. So we're going to have this going along the back around SeaWorld Stadium because it's surrounded by a path anyway. So that works out really good. And go ahead and get that taken care of. Get that path going all the way around it. There we go. That works out really good. And then we're actually going to put the path 2 slots away from the front so we can do some nice scenery and whatnot around it. So there we go. Get that all nice and built up. Looking good like that. Then we'll go ahead and yes, we will have the path right there in a second, but we're going to go ahead and build the path out as far as we can here. So let's see, how far does this go? So then we got to shift the path over right about there. There we go. And we got to get the path to wrap around. So right about there, so go ahead and bring this on over. You'd actually put down another venue, honestly now I'm thinking about it, because it's a pretty big stadium, so we can actually put down 2 of these, and the park wouldn't be crowded, and the space would be aptly going on, because there's a lot of space that gets used there, so that's what we're going to do. There we go, so we're going to get a second venue, because, I mean, that the venue that is there is very, very large and gets used quite a bit, so we can actually have that going on and not be crowding the park too much. A little bit too much duplication, honestly, but there's a lot of seats at that Bayside Stadium, so we want to make sure we have everybody accommodated for the special shows that we do. So there we go, we got that taken care of. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and delete this path here, and then what we're going to do is call it a day, and we'll bring it back for some finished product, hopefully. Because we got to do a lot more work here on this particular project, as we got to get it to wrap around the entire length of the pond. And so that's going to be kind of interesting. So I'm going to get this deleted. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys here next time with SeaWorld Tycoon. And we're going to see if we can get this park built all the way around to the other end. That's our plan. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye. Alrighty guys, welcome back to SeaWorld Tycoon, SeaWorld Adventure Park Tycoon. And last time we were in here, we had built out the Ports of Call special visitor center area for everybody coming in and checking out SeaWorld Orlando for special events and whatnot. So all of that is over here getting worked on, or actually not worked on, but continuing to go on. We also have our new pipeline fill-in, which causes the steel ear, which looks pretty nifty. You get those guys going in there having nice roller coaster rides. And of course we also have the Great White filling in for Manta. So everything's been working pretty good. And now what we're going to do, we got the show going on back here. So we have a lot of building still to do. We got the shock encounter, we got the fill-in for Mako, the go back in here and stuff. Right now what we're working on is SeaWorld Stadium, which I forgot a very important part about this that I'm going to have to now put some work into to get that taken care of. So what we got is, obviously we have SeaWorld Stadium ready to go with the killer whales and all that, but what we need, now that we got that filled up to maximum, is we actually need to build Dine with Shamu, or the Shamu's restaurant, to be able to have the Shamu dining experience. So we need to have that right about back here as well. So we're going to get that set up, and we will continue working on our little project of building out the ultimate SeaWorld Orlando here in SeaWorld Tycoon. So hopefully your week is going pretty good as we get building here. And we'll get this right there. Very, very nice. And also, too, I haven't even worked on the little path here, so we'll get this all taken care of. Get this set up to right there. Boom. There we go. We got that. We'll also get a nice long entry to Dine with Shamu as well, because that's a pretty popular little restaurant there. What we're going to do is go ahead and close it for right now, as well as this, so that way we don't have it wearing down as fast as it could be. Also get our food prices kind of set there as well. So now we need to do a little bit of scenery work, so not a whole lot that we have to do, but we can get, let's see, let's get some nice flowers in here once I find some. Actually, we need to get our nice green grass down here, because I forgot to do this section before I went to town on it, so we'll get that put in. But definitely very, very cool. The modeling on this is really, really cool as well, just the way that they built it, because obviously this is like Shamu Stadium, SeaWorld Orlando, and the other models as well from the different parks. It's pretty cool how which ones they chose to do when it comes to the modeling, because obviously we got a lot of the stadiums from SeaWorld Orlando, and then we got all the different rides from the different parks, and then we also got the restaurants, which aren't necessarily reminiscent of SeaWorld Orlando, but from the other parks as well, which is pretty interesting. So definitely very, very, very cool. I like it. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed as we're painting grass here, just to get our scenery taken care of before we forget to get that done. This retro gaming series, playing a 20-year-old game here, turned 20 in 2023. So definitely a pretty old game, and amazingly it still works. As I said, the only problem that you have is when you have start in game and the mini-map is still running, and as long as you turn that off, the game runs really, really good. If you leave that on, oh boy, the lag is something else. It just what do I have? I have a 3070 graphics card here. Don't know if I've mentioned that before on my computer here. 3070, and it cannot keep up with it. So I'm not about to show you what it looks like, because it will ruin the video ratio and all that on my screen recorder, so I don't really want to do anything with that. But I mean, you can see it's nice and smooth, good detail. It looks really good. Now, once it gets into the editor, once I record this, it does look kind of blurry. So what I do is end up doing a bit of sharpening, just a bit, just to make it actually look as good as it does on my screen, just so you can actually get a nice, good representation of what the game looks like in game. So if you do see that, the game is a bit sharper on my video than what it actually looks like on my video file. So just so you know that that's going on. Let's see here. We got to do a lot of other infrastructure around here as well. Let me see where we're at. So we got all of this area here. Obviously, we got the Bayside Stadiums going on right there. So we got our restaurant down here. Also going to put in another restaurant right around up here somewhere. Let's see, what else do we need? We also need, right over here, we need to have Wild Arctic the Ride. And by the way, if you haven't checked out Wild Arctic the Ride, because it's currently closed now, I have no idea if the simulators are still in the building. I hope they are, and I wish SeaWorld would just retrofit those. Honestly, SeaWorld Orlando, I wish they would retrofit that with possibly like some new screens. Just do a bunch of work on it, honestly. Just get the work done, put some effort in, and make it a really cool ride again. But currently that's not what they're going to do, unfortunately, so that's kind of annoying. But anyways, yeah, if you haven't checked out that ride or didn't get the chance to ride that ride, you can check it out. The video of the ride experience, you can check it out on Ant on the Move's channel. Very, very cool, and I did not want to put that there. You can check that out over on her channel, because we got the full ride experience up there on that channel. Really, really cool ride. Really enjoyed it. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do so. Now, this ride does have a very long, when it was still open, and this is the SeaWorld. It's greatly edited, but this is like a SeaWorld Orlando model is what it is. It's greatly edited from what it would have been, but that's what it's modeled after here. So we got that built, and you could I'm kind of rambling here because my brain's going 100 directions as I'm building this. But yeah, if you want to check that video out, you can check it out down in the links below, or just go over to the Ant on the Move YouTube channel, and it should be on there for you to search and find. So anyways, so that's my plug for the day. Alrighty, moving on here. So we've got this built now. Let's see, what else can we put in? Obviously, we need to put in a restaurant, and we're going to put Waterfront Cafe. We already got this restaurant here. We're going to need another one, obviously. We need some bathrooms, which the bathrooms... So basically, I've kind of given up on being totally true to how the park actually looks. We're going to actually go ahead and bring this together here so people can actually start trying this area out. So I'm going to do this here. There we go. Get that path going. And get this path over here going just so people can actually start walking over. So we got ourselves the Sky Tower. We got ourselves the Steel Eel standing in for Icebreaker, of course. We've got ourselves Wild Arctic currently open. Go ahead and get Shamu Stadium opened up here and lower that price just a tad. There we go. Get this opened up. There we go. And what we'll also do is I need another restaurant, because so you'd have Shamu Stadium, so you're walking around the park around here, you have Shamu Stadium, you have Wild Arctic to the side, you've got Icebreaker to the other side, and then you got, boom, nice restaurant, Altitude Burgers right there in the middle, which is actually the Mango Joe's model, which you see right here. This is actually the Mango Joe's model. So this is actually the model from SeaWorld Orlando, this particular model here, which I haven't done a good job of talking to you guys about that, about what is actually the model from SeaWorld Orlando, so we'll do that just a tad bit more, and we'll get this model set right there. So there's another restaurant, and we'll work on scenery here in a bit. So, but why I'm thinking about this, now that we got this area, people starting to visit, we'll work on the scenery here in a second. But let me go over what models are what. So, coming over to here, what we got is this aquarium right here. This is one of the original aquarium models for SeaWorld Orlando. Now, what they did is they have built the Manta roller coaster on top of it. So they did a major restructure of how this particular aquarium set up, so now it looks a lot different than it does, but it's the Manta Aquarium is what this model is built after. Now, the Shamu Aquarium here, almost all the shops, I don't know what these are. I don't think I've ever seen these shops per se at Orlando, so I don't think any of these are actually modeled after an actual shop at one of the parks, as far as I know. As far as I know. If you guys recognize any of these shop models as something that's actually at one of the parks, let me know. Now this is Dolphin Cove here. Now this is also modeled after Orlando. You can see that right here by how they have this little rock area and how they have this. Now if I had set this up right, what you'd have is another path going along right back here, because that's how it's actually set up. And so you have the view right here that you get to see the dolphins, and then you get to see the overlook view of the dolphins as you walk around, which is really, really neat. This right here, this is also the turtle pins. These are actually the original turtle ponds that you'd have right in the front of SeaWorld Orlando, which is pretty neat. And so very, very cool that how that's set up. This is obviously SeaWorld Orlando as well, the Key West show at SeaWorld Orlando. Really cool show when they had at the Lighthouse. They actually had some island songs and stuff for the pre-show, so that was really, really cool. But yeah, they don't have this set up anymore, but that's what they originally modeled after. Journey to Atlantis, obviously SeaWorld Orlando. Kraken, SeaWorld Orlando, of course. This one right here, the Rocky Point Preserve, I don't know what this is modeled after. I'm thinking it's probably San Diego, but I'm not totally sure. I would have to look that up, but I haven't as of yet, but I believe that's what it's modeled after. Of course, you got Penguin Encounter, which is modeled after the original Penguin Encounters at all three parks, and so that's the standard design. It was a really cool design, honestly. I really do like the old retro building that they had. It looked very, very cool, and I'm glad that it's still here in the game. This right here, this is obviously supposed to be the Pets Ahoy show, which would have been in the Seaport Theater at SeaWorld Orlando. It's also at all the other shows, at all the other parks while it was still part of the show. I'm not totally sure if this is modeled after something specific or they just decided to have fun with the modeling. I believe that more than likely they just had fun with the modeling is what ends up going on there. Obviously, Great White, that's from San Antonio. Steel Eel, that's also from San Antonio. This, I honestly don't understand what the thought process behind this modeling was. I don't understand these too well. It looks really, really cool. I love it, especially the Shamu graphic there on the top. It looks like a great stadium, so I really do like that. But yeah, I'm not totally sure what this is patterned after. Since it says Shamu Visions, I believe it's supposed to be patterned after, if I remember correctly, the Shamu Visions water fountain show, I believe, but I'm not going to die on that hill for sure. The arcades that we have here, those, I'm not really sure if those actually exist anywhere, but they're here, so that's interesting. What you have here, this is the Pacific Point Preserve. Alrighty guys, so I forgot, so this is a challenge map. So what happened is we had Shamu Stadium open over here, so we fulfilled what we were supposed to do and all the challenges, and I forgot which button we were supposed to hit. Man, we hit the wrong one, and we totally exited the game save without saving, so that didn't help. So let's go ahead and finish off my thought here, and then in the next video, obviously, we'll have to rebuild everything back to where it was supposed to be. But anyways, where I was I was talking about what was modeled after what. So obviously Kraken, SeaWorld Orlando, and whatnot. Now this Pacific Point Preserve specifically, I don't know what it's modeled after. I don't believe it's modeled after SeaWorld Orlando because SeaWorld Orlando has a lot more rocks and stuff, so it's a far different model. So I'm not totally sure what this is modeled after, but it's not SeaWorld Orlando. And that's basically about it. Oh, one thing that I forgot about is we'll check out some of the models in here. So we got the Shark Encounter right there. That's modeled after SeaWorld Orlando. Very, yeah, so that's SeaWorld Orlando model right there, which is really cool. And then the Clydesdales right there. That is from the old SeaWorld Orlando, so you'd have these buildings actually exist. So if you're by Nautilus Theater, you can actually look back there and you can see the old stables for the Clydesdales, and that's the building right there. You could actually walk in, see the stables, and also be able to see the horses out in the pasture as well, which is really cool. The pasture is now taken up by I forget what the restaurant's name is, but the restaurant and obviously Infinity Falls is what it's taken up by. So that's all of that. So alrighty guys, so I'm going to end the video off there talking about the models, and we are going to get back to rebuilding where I left off. So anyways, we will see you guys here back later once I get this park thing rebuilt. So anyways, thanks guys for watching, and I'm going to get back to work here. So see you guys here next time. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Combustion Gamer Channel 2 and some retro gaming. We are currently working on rebuilding our park here because we had a little issue last time where we ended up things didn't go quite as planned last time, as you might remember, but we did get a nice little chat in over what models in this game was set after which parks, so that was kind of fun. But yeah, we gotta kind of rebuild where we left off because everything kind of got messed up. But I digress upon that. So anyways, we got Shamu Stadium right here. Hopefully I won't hit the stupid button again, which will be helpful. We'll get this all set up here to some extent. There we go. Anyway, so let's get back to work here. So what we had was Shamu Stadium. We got that set up, and we also had something that I forgot to do, which was setting up the Dine with Shamu or the Shamu restaurant right there. So we got the Shamu restaurant set up. We're also going to get that nice little queue line set up. So there we go. So not only can you see the Shamu show, but you can also do the Dine with Shamu, or as it's unfortunately known now as Dine with Orcas. Please don't call killer whales orcas. I know it's their scientific name, but just please don't do it. It's just, in my opinion, it's my opinion, and my opinion is worth what my opinion is worth, which is not much. But just please don't call them orcas. Just call them killer whales because, yeah, it's just don't do that, please. The orca doesn't mean what people think it means. It's not polite to the killer whales. So if you want to be polite to the killer whales, don't call them orcas. It's not that polite. Anyways, so we're gonna have guests going into the Shamu Stadium. So hopefully I will remember that this is a challenge map and not click any buttons too hastily. Also make sure that I save the game because we can't lose our progress again, because that will be very, very annoying. But anyways, so we got the Dine with Shamu all set up. We're getting our grass put in here as people find this side of the park. And we're going to keep on working along here. So what we've got is, now that we have Shamu Stadium built in, what we need to be able to do is get Wild Arctic in, which, by the way, I'll plug this again. But if you haven't had the ability to try out the Wild Arctic ride while it was open, you can check out the ride experience on the Ants on the Move YouTube channel. Link will be down in the description below. But that's what we're going to work on building today, now that we get the Shamu Stadium and stuff all working out. So we also got to do some what else do we have to do? We got to do some scenery as well, which I haven't done that good of a job doing scenery around this park. Unfortunately, I've been working a little bit too much on the building, not as much as I should have been on the scenery aspect of things. So that's something that I always do, almost. Just always a bit of a problem that I have going forward is just I want my path. Thank you. Got my path now. Alrighty, here we go. So we'll get the path all nice and lined up. There we go. Get that looking nice. There we go. We got people coming in to eat. We got people coming to the show. Very, very, very cool. And I need to delete this one section of the path right there. There we go. Good. Alright, now. So what we need to do here is we need to build Wild Arctics. Let's see. Let's do it right. Get a little bit closer. There we go. Put it right there. What we'll do is we'll wrap this around like that. There we go. So now we have the new ride, Wild Arctic, now available. So we'll get that set up right there. Let's see what else we can do. We also need to put in just a little bit of scenery here. So get some Wild Arctic looking trees to go up around it, just to look really nice and spiffy. There we go. We'll go and put that along the side right there. There we go. And then what we'll do is right along this section right here, we're going to put some nice cold looking white flowers. That's going to look pretty good. Alrighty. So now that we got all of that going on, what we're going to end up doing here is, let's see, what do we have that we can place back here? That won't fit. We do need another Shamu shop right back here, so we'll put that right there. Got our Shamu shop now available. And I'm watching this so that I don't end up deleting anything again, because I don't have time to do that. There we go. Get our restroom set up right there, because people are definitely going to need that. There we go. And that's going to be about all that we can fit back there, so just put some fountains back there because we can. So put the Shamu Stadium fountain right there, and we'll also get some nice flowers to go around that as well here. So there we go. Get those flowers in. That looks good. Let's see, what signage do we have? So here we go. We can put the show sign right there. So we get our scenery in. That's looking good, like that. Get this and this deleted right there, and put that right along there. And we're going to have the Shamus right there on the edge. Also get our little speaker system set up. Get a few of those around here just so that we have them. Alright, and we're watching this here because, as I said, I know that's gonna pop up on me pretty quick, and I'm not gonna catch it, so I gotta make sure we do that here. There we go. We're gonna get our Mango Joe's place down right there. So another restaurant to be going on. We can also probably set up another little gift shop. Ooh, there we go. Right there, and that's going to be the icebreaker gift shop. There we go. We got steel eel fixed there. Everybody's coming on through and whatnot, so we need to do a little bit more scenery work, but we got this section done, which is good. So luckily, it looks like everybody's going to enjoy that pretty well. What else can we put down here real quick? We could put like another little eatery area right here, but I think we're going to be done with that at the moment. We got tons of people visiting this area up here, so that's nice to see. What we might be able to do is condense this down a little bit just so that we have something along this whole path here, but we'll see how that works. Alright, so next section over here we got the... well, that's bad. Klein Seymour broke, so that's not what we wanted to see. But let's see, there we go. Get that to full capacity. Got plenty of people coming and eating, so that's nice to see. What we're going to be ending up having to do here now, next up will be having the Mako fill in here, along with the shotgun counter right down here. We also got to put in Infinity Falls, which we can actually do 2 water rides right over here to kind of fill in all that space. Alright, now here we go. Now we pressed the right button. Okay, good. So we got all of the people that were supposed to be in there. We got that done. Very good. We got the clapping sound that's continuing on very noisily. But yeah, we got that all finished and taken care of. So very, very, very good. Alright, so let's see. What do we need? We need to do a little bit of scenery work over here, just to get this nice and nice looking here. Put in some nice little color. There we go. And then we're going to put in a few palm trees right along here. There we go. Alright, so we got those going. So what we could do here is this section's pretty empty over here, so I'm not totally sure what to do with that at the moment. I've kind of given up on being as true as possible to the park. We're going to just try and do the best that we can. Oh, and I did forget, we got to put an artist theater in over here as well, so we got to do that. Let me see here. What we need to do is we need to put in the rest of the grass through here, so that's going to be a time-lapse video all by itself, more than likely. But I think we're going to call that a day now that we got this section kind of working. We got people going into Wild Orchard, which is really cool. And we will see you guys here on the next video, which will probably be a time-lapse of planting a lot of grass. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching the retro game series here as we build out the ultimate SeaWorld Orlando Park. We got quite a few spaces and stuff that we've got to work on filling up and building and whatnot, but other than that, it's gone pretty well so far. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys here next time on the CombustionGamer2 channel, and thank you so much for watching as we play a 20-year-old game. It's pretty cool. See you next time. Alright guys, welcome back. Today what we're going to be working on is building out Shark Encounter. So we got Shark Encounter that's going to be right up against the wall right about here. So we'll get that. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Do it like that right there. There we go. And we're going to plant some trees. Some nice dark looming trees. Right along there like that. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to have the little shark shop right here. So there we go. Already got that place down. Sweet. Let's see. Where's the nearest restrooms over here? So we're kind of good on that. So what we're also going to do is we're going to have the shark restaurant, because obviously you have the shark underwater grill that would be available. So we got the marine grill that we will stick right on back here and run the have that run its little okay, now what's going on back here? There we go. Have that run its little line way out there as well, so that way people can get their underwater grill experience. So let's go ahead and get this out like that. There we go. We'll get that right to there. We'll get this right to here. There we go. And then we'll obviously put in nice trees and whatnot for the nice looming experience of being underwater with sharks, because it's pretty cool. Alright, there we go. So what we'll also put is a nice little fountain right there, because we can. And then, so we got all that going on. We got a new restaurant for the underwater grill experience. Let's go ahead and find out what we got here. So what else we have is we'll go ahead and get a brand new roller coaster set up. So we'll have it right on the edge right there. We'll get our trees and stuff placed here in a second once I get the restroom placed down right about. Move it over. There we go, right there. Got our restroom placed down. What else can we do? We can also put in. Leave it at that for right now. We'll get our little line taken on down here by. Looks like we gotta do it like that. There we go. So we got that set up now. We'll get this little pathway going along like that. So there we go. So we have that taken care of. Also back here we'll go ahead and put another one of the little areas for the people to come and check out, the workers to be able to come and get some rest. We'll put some palm trees along back here. Then we'll put some tall palm trees right back there. There we go. Then we'll get the rest of our dark and looming scenery placed down right back here, just so that we have all that looking nice. There we go. Get this all filled up here. There we go. Let's see, what else can we do? Back here, what we can have is, let's see, what do we got? Cotton candy store. What we'll do that is we'll put this right back here. And we'll have a nice long and winding little path all the way back there to that. Put some trees or some scenery back here. There we go. So now we got a nice little cotton candy shop for everybody to come and enjoy. Go ahead and get our trash cans set up all along there. There we go. Which, that's another thing we need to work on, but we'll focus on that a little bit later. So there we go. Got a nice little cotton candy cart there. Let's put down some scenery for Mako here. Let's see, what do we got? There we go. All along the little path line right there. Just fill that up. That looks pretty good. We'll get, we'll make this easy, so that way nobody has to wait. Just 2 people and the ride will go. We'll make it nice and cheap as well. There we go. There we go. Just $10 for that ride, and people can come along and try it out. We'll also put in some of our little palm trees right along the little path here, just so it looks real nice. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then what we have is we need to put in the Nautilus Theater, which causes Circle de la Mar. And what we can do is put it, let's see, it's right on the path. So what we can do is we can put it, let's see, what we're going to do is we're going to widen this out here just a tad there. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 of them. So there is, put this all the way back. There's 1. Get these show prices within a reasonable range here. And then we'll place down number 2, because hey, we got all this space that we need to fill up. Plus also we want to make sure that everybody has a nice comfortable seat and whatnot, so we'll have that taken care of. Plus also we have this empty space that we need to fill, so that works out pretty good. Then what we can do is right back here is we'll have the Shipwreck Rapids right back there, so we'll have this wrap around all the way to right back here. I think we need to move that here just a bit to right about there. There we go. We'll get this set up to right there. There we go. And then have this come all the way around to right there. So that's one spot there for the Shipwreck Rapids. And that's of course fitting in for Infinity Falls. But of course we got the secondary Infinity Falls that we're going to have, which is going to be this right here, which, what is this? This is the Rio Loco. So we can have this sitting right about, if it's sitting right about there, that'll work. We'll get some trees, build that up right along there. There we go. And we'll get this built right over there. There we go. Get our extra little pathway all the way to the back over here. There we go. So now we got multiple rides over here going to be working. So plenty of rides for people to enjoy. I'm slowly getting this park filled out. So we got our Shipwreck Rapids right there. We're also going to go ahead and build something else over here. We'll go ahead and put in a an arcade back here, just so that we're actually bringing people on back. Let's see, we're going to get this filled up with some nice little looking shrubs. There we go, just shrub everything nice up all the way along here, just so it looks real nice as you're walking along. There we go. Then what we need to do is, obviously we got Infinity Falls 2. What we need is where the original Clydesdales were. We'll put them right here on the corner. Put it back just a little bit. Right there. There we go. And we'll put in some more trees. That's pretty decent. Put those trees right along there. There we go. Put them along there as well. There we go. And technically we could put in a few more stables if we really wanted to, but we're not going to do that. That'd be a bit much. So there we go, some nice trees right there. And we got the Clydesdale Hamlet sitting there, very, very nice, looking good. Alright, so there we go. And now for the pièce de résistance. We need to put in the restaurant, which would be right behind the Clydesdale Hamlet, which will be the Pizza alla Pala. The Pizza and Pasta Cafe, also known as all-you-can-eat pizza and pasta, because who doesn't want all-you-can-eat pizza and pasta? I mean, come on, it's the greatest thing since breadsticks. Oh wait, that kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Well, you get my point. There we go, get this planted around there, looking good. Nice, there we go. So now we got our new pizza restaurant right there. Also go ahead and let's see, what else do we have over here that we can put? We'll put another Shamu shop right there because why ever not? Might as well. Just really build up the park's reputation and everything. Get people coming in. We got more people working and whatnot. Let's see here. We got a pretty sparse section through here without a bathroom, so we'll go ahead and put another one down here just so there is one. We'll also go ahead and put down another worker's shack right there, and we'll run the path on back. We can also run this path forward just a little bit and put down another little eatery way in the back here, so that way we can keep the food tossing a little bit more under control. So get this all nice and built up right there. There we go. We'll get some nice shrubbery and plant that around. There we go. Now we need to start bringing back our light posts here, which we'll continue that on next time. But we need to do some more scenery work here as we continue to get that done. But anyways, that's basically it for today, guys. We got a lot built. We got another ride put in, 3 rides put in, and a bunch of attractions and a bunch of eating areas. So that seems to be working out pretty good. And also we need to start working on redoing our prices here and checking out our finances and stuff. And also probably what we also need to do, now that I'm thinking about it, is with how old some of the section of the parks are, because let's see, how old is this? This is, the building age is 15 days old. So that's, in this game, that's old. Believe me, it's very old for these buildings to be 15 days old. They start breaking down quite a lot. So we might have to start going back and redoing that. Plus also, as you can see, popularity in this area could probably use a redo. So anyways, but basically, we do have scenery work that we need to do and whatnot, and fill in this section with something or other, probably redo this to some degree. But yeah, we basically built out the entire park. Let's see here. Yeah, every building has been used, so it's all been built out very nicely. So that's pretty cool. Is this it for the series? No, we'll probably bring you back for at least a few more videos as we work on doing some redesigns and kind of bringing the park borders in just a little bit, so that way we're not wasting space like this right here. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys here next time with a 20-year-old video game, SeaWorld Tycoon. And thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys here next time. Bye-bye. Taking a look at that. And we're back. Alright guys, in the last episode of building out the Ultimate SeaWorld Orlando, we have placed down every single thing imaginable in this park, and so far it's working out pretty good. So definitely like how the park turned out for the most part, all things considered, and everything is in the park and running as always. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to kind of put down some more scenery on our pathways, so we're going to work on that here for just a second. But what we also need to do is, now that we have the park built, we need to start working on bringing the park's borders in just a tad, so that way we can make sure everybody's getting the best experience possible as they're visiting all the attractions and stuff. Make sure that's as close as possible to everybody's area and whatnot, because right now things kind of spread out a little bit on the funky side. So if we get a bunch of work done on getting that to be a little bit more uniform, it might help things out altogether. So we'll have to see how we do that, but that's what we're going to end up working on here eventually. Let me get this. Nope, I didn't want to destroy my fountain. My nice Shamu fountain. Bring that back. There we go. Alright, get my light pole back here. There we go. Very good. So right now, just getting the scenery kind of fixed with some nice light poles and whatnot, just so that the park looks pretty nice with all things considered. There we go, get that done right there. There we go, that's looking pretty good. Trying to match where I put down all these lamps and stuff. There we go. So anyways, the biggest section of the park that we don't really have stuff going on quite as well is right through here. So we kind of need to redo this to some degree and kind of get that fixed. So what we can do is this whole path through here, what we're going to do is delete all of this and we're going to bring it down into here. So we're going to kind of smallify everything here just a bit. So obviously steel eel, which is filling in for pipeline, is going to stay there, of course. So we're going to get all of this deleted here and we're going to rebuild everything a little farther over here. So what we're going to end up doing is we got all this path going on here, so what we're going to do is delete it right there. There we go. And this whole section of the park is going to go arrivederci. Going to remove it from existence, basically. It never existed. And then we're going to bring all of that stuff and redesign it and put it down right in this section and this section over here. And bring up our numbers, but also make it so it's a little bit closer tied together and whatnot. So that's what we're going to end up doing here. So let me get this kind of deleted here for the moment. See, this should be next on the knockdown list. There we go. Slowly getting this taken care of. Get all that scenery taken out here for the most part. We'll leave most of this at the moment here, as that's some pretty nice scenery in the front of the park. Looks pretty good. Make sure all these people are getting out of here. So right now they're all stuck on the path. So once we totally delete the path, then they start figuring out that they can go other places and don't have to stand on the path line. It's basically like Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, really, just with how the logic of the visitors and guests are. Make sure we put our grass back, because I'm tearing it up right now. Stay off the grass. Don't mess with my grass. There we go. So all those people are going to cycle their way back to where they need to be. And what we're going to do is, now that we got all of this taken care of, is we're going to put this right here. There we go. And we're going to put in some nice flowers all the way around this place here. There we go. Get that nicely put. And we're going to put this all around right there. There we go. That looks good. I'm going to put in some fountains right on back here. That'll look nice. Put this right there to get a little sound system in. So there we go. That kind of fills in that spot, which was kind of empty, so that's nice. And then what we're going to do is right in here, we're going to build the haunted lighthouse. That's going to be right there. Let's see, what else did we have going on? You can also put in another shopping center right here, because why not? Might as well. And we're going to move that back just a little bit. Let's see here. Right there. That works. That'll take up some good space. Place that right there. And we're going to put some nice luxury fountains around the path here, as it's a luxury shop and everything. The Super Duper Emporium. Make sure we get our Shamu fountain right there, and also our little sound system. So there we go, the ultimate shop, the Shamu's Emporium. Make sure you check it out. Not only can you shop, but you can also get wet at the same time. Hey! That is pretty cool, actually. Nice idea. And we're going to put in some trees right along here. There we go. So we got some trees in there. We've got our little area that's going to be right over here for our ports of call. We're going to redesign that once I remember which button I hit to go to the path. Good night. Forgot what it was. There we go. So now we got the Haunted Lighthouse 4D experience back up and running. So we get that worked on here. Come on. There we go. Get that decently priced. And of course, we gotta have some spooky trees. Yeah, some spooky trees all along there, like, because it's spooky. And then of course we'll just put in some normal trees right along here as well. And what we'll do is also switch up the trees so we don't have the same tree populated. There we go. That looks better. But yeah, the spooky Haunted Lighthouse 4D experience. Gotta make sure everybody enjoys that. So what we can also do is you can put in some restaurants right along here and whatnot. Let's see, do we have anything extra that we can put in over here that would work with the ports of call? Obviously, we'll put down the aquarium right here because we got the ports of call area. Let's see, let me redo this here. And we'll fill this in just off the path line, so like this right here, there we go. So this right all off of the main path, this is going to be the ports of call area, and we're going to have everything kind of lined up along there, just so we have it separated from the main path, and have it all the way down to right about there. That'll work. So there we go, ports of call area. We'll put in some trees to kind of block off the area. We actually put in some shrubs first. Where's my shrubs? There we go. So keep the shrub line going on through here. And then we'll put in our trees. Now just block off the side so you can have those nice private events that you're able to rent out the ports of call area for, of course. And also get our tree line continuing on through there. There we go. Get those trees in. There we go. Very good. So we got that all nice and separated out. So let's go ahead and put in our little aquarium section right about there. So there's the aquarium. It's going to be back there for those private events. We're also going to put in the private eatery, which will be the pizza parlor, so that'll be back there. Also go ahead and put in that bathroom. Gotta make sure you have your bathrooms in there, because if you don't, well, things don't go quite as planned. So there's the bathroom. Let's see, what else can we put in back here for the private events that will take place? Let's see here. Go ahead and put in another shop right there, just so that people can buy the extra special behind the scenes merchandise, because why not? What else can we put back here? Let's see. Also, technically they do have a behind the scenes, or back behind, they do have some flamingos that are kind of hidden that you can't really see, so we'll get that placed down there. That'll work. Put in some palm trees around that. And of course, for that, we'll put in another little shop area right there. And we'll put another information desk right there. And we'll also end up putting in one of the little workshops right there as well. And then what we'll do is we'll get those trees and bring those on around like that. So now we have the ports of call area all filled in, and you get that special event area taking place all throughout the park right there. We'll also put in some more scenery here as well. Get that taken care of. There we go. That looks a bit better. And we'll also go ahead and fill this little section in right here. There we go. That looks decent. Get some trees to block off the direct sight. And there we go. We have that all nice and taken care of for the most part. Now we just need to put in the rest of our scenery, and basically we have completed the park. Obviously, there's just tons you can do, honestly. Now that you've got everything placed down, you can go through, reconfigure the park. You can double up on everything that's in the park. I mean, there's a lot that you can end up doing with the park and just really have a lot of fun. So it ends up being quite a time waster game that really is a ton of fun. And really do enjoy this game. Lots and lots of fun for sure. So definitely cool that I was able to get it to work properly, and definitely nice that once I figured out that the stupid mini-map was causing the majority of my problems, able to get that fixed. That really cool to be able to see this game come back to life and actually work. So really neat. So do like that quite a bit. So as I said, there's just I remember it's like basically what I would do is like basically read estate. Yeah. So real estate in this game is what I'd end up doing. So just building out all these sections. So like the dolphin area would be the high Ritz area with all the palm trees and stuff. And then you'd have the battles of the restaurants. Because what I'd do is I'd come into, let me see, what section do I go into? Let's see here. Come into this here, and then I'd hit food. And then what I'd do is basically I'd just watch this the whole time, this whole area, and whatever was the worst performing restaurant, I would go then and it would go out of business. It was a lot of fun doing that. And I mean, the park was huge. I mean, absolutely massive, because I mean you'd have like all 5 restaurants right next to each other, and then all the other attractions packed into the park. I just remember that was a ton of fun. Really a fun game. So yep, I do like it. Very cool. Nice to have it working again, and definitely neat to be able to see. We'll have to do at some point, we'll have to work on doing all the challenges, because I think that would be kind of fun. You can see right here this the entry to the park's getting kind of crowded, so we might have to redo that at some point here, but I'm not sure if we'll come back to this. But this is going to be the end of at least building the ultimate park. I'm not sure if it's the end of us coming back to this map and working on stuff, but definitely the end of building out the ultimate SeaWorld Orlando, because we got basically everything done on that, and I definitely enjoyed it. So anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this retro game, playing a game from 20 years ago, and we'll see you guys here next time with another video on the Combustion Gamer 2 channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye bye.